up, creating some mobility and flexibility, but I'm going to hopefully have some time at the end to do some neck stretches. And you do want your strap today, something, or a towel, something that we can go over and back, so a little bit longer than just your sweat towel. So we can place that off to the side there. And I'm going to meet you here in Shavasana. We're just focusing on our silver lining here, taking a negative and making it into a positive or learning experience. I know there's a lot of negative out there. We just gotta find our silver lining. Breathing into that and enjoying this moment. Remembering you can take a water break whenever you need it. Come back to Shavasana or Child's. Today's a fairly gentle practice though, so still listen to your body. Don't ever go into any pain. When you're ready, let's pull both knees into our chest. We're just gonna rock side to side. Maybe drawing small hip circles again, whatever feels good for you here. One way, and then the other. Just focusing on that breath. Letting it guide your movement. Let's come to some stillness. Take a nice big inhale. Tuck your head, pull those knees in. Release your head, and I'm going to let my legs fall over to the right side so then I can press myself up into a nice tabletop position here. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I'm just going to lengthen out the spine. Take a nice big inhale here. And as I exhale, I'm still going to try and engage that core and press through all my fingertips. This time as I inhale, we're going into cow as I lift the chin, sink the back down. Exhaling, pressing up into cat. Really press through those hands around that spine. Inhaling up again. You can go at your own breath pace here. Really exaggerate this movement. Lift up the tailbone. Exhale, tuck everything under. Keep those shoulders above the wrist. One more of each. You're ready. We're going to meet back in that neutral tabletop spine. Walk my hands forward here. I'm going to do a nice waterfall or puppy pose. Keeping my hips where they are, I'm going to just keep walking my hands. Maybe drop my head to my forehead or chin. Letting the forearms come to the mat as they reach out. Taking a nice big inhale here. As I exhale, press the chest towards the mat. Scrunch that chin up. Sometimes like that deepens the stretch a little bit. Keep the palms pressed into the ground. You feel a nice stretch in those armpits. Good. I'm going to keep my forehead on the mat. I'm going to walk my hands in. And I'm just going to slide my forehead along the mat, going into child's pose, letting the hips come towards the feet. Then you can reach your arms out, maybe lifting the forearms off the mat here. One more big inhale here. We're going to thread our needles. If you want to lift your forehead up, I'm going to flip the right palm to face the sky and then thread it underneath the left armpit, reaching as far away as I can, dropping that right shoulder, looking under the left arm, keeping the hips down, but pressing that shoulder to the mat, letting the right side of the ear fall towards the mat. Actively really reach those left fingers forward and the right fingers over to the left side. So you feel this stretch in that upper back, posterior shoulder. One more big breath here. Now I encourage everybody to go a little deeper. If you don't want to, you can stay here, but I'm going to bring my left hand in by my shoulder. I'm just going to lift my hips up a little bit so I can step the left foot back as I press up. That shoulder twisting a little more, putting a little more pressure onto into that right shoulder. Again, you don't have to. You don't even have to bring the leg back. You can even just press with that left hand. I'm encouraging you to go deeper today. Good. Maybe one more big breath here. Your knees out, bring it back in. I'm going to press through my left palm so I can walk myself back into tabletop. Just find that nice tabletop here. Just going to sway the hips side to side here. I know the shoulders go the opposite direction. Again, make your movement big or as small as you'd like. Alright, and then we're going to come to some stillness. Let's send the hips back, drop the forehead back into a nice child's pose here. Just give me one breath here, full cycle. And we're going to thread the needle on the other side. So lift your forehead, lift the left palm to face the sky, and then I'm going to thread it down underneath those right armpit, dropping the left ear to the mat, looking underneath that right armpit. Just stay here for a few breaths. Remembering you can always stay here if you'd like for the whole time. Reaching those fingertips forward or to the side. Letting yourself stretch and twist here. Alright, again, I am encouraging you to go deeper, but if you don't want to, you do not have to. So I'm going to slide the right hand in under the shoulder and just lift my tush up a little bit so I can step the right foot straight back. I'm pressing into the mat with my right hand, trying to twist and look a little bit more almost over that right shoulder. Put a little more weight and pressure into that left shoulder. Stretching and deepening here. Good. Really find what works for you. Again, you can just use the pressure of the right hand in the mat. You don't have to have the leg back if you don't like it. Give me one more breath here. I'm going to pull that right knee in. Use my right hand to press back up, tabletop position. Lengthening out that spine. I'm going to curl the toes under. Let's go into downward facing dog as you exhale. Just find your dog, but get yourself there. Walk it out. Adjust your hands. Maybe lift up your fingers, spread them each individually. However feels good for you here. I'm going to drop both heels to the mat. Pulling them down. Lifting the tailbone up. Just really find this nice long dog. Maybe one more cycle of breath here. And as you inhale, lift the right leg up into the sky with the heel. Exhale, knee to chin. Then we're going to step through and open up to Warrior 2. Twisting the left foot so it's facing the side, really lunging here. Bringing our gaze to those right fingertips. Right, just because I'm focusing on the shoulders today, I want you to really give your shoulders a little wiggle out, find them in space. I know it's hard because we don't have mirrors, but really try and lengthen out, spreading your arms in a nice T position. And we're going to actually pulse out for 8 counts, just a little micro pulse. Come with me for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Bring the arms back to stillness as you lunge a little deeper if you've lost your lunge. Then I'm going to bring my right arm to my right forearm, sweep the left arm underneath for our side angle, opening up the armpit to the sky. Now you can stay here, but again, I encourage everyone to bring their left arm behind their back so the palm faces away. Looking over that left shoulder, so really focus on twisting up, opening up the shoulder here as we still lunge into that right leg. Good. 2 more deep breaths. Focus on twisting as you exhale and lengthening up through the crown of the head as you inhale. All right, last breath here. As you inhale, straighten your left leg, bring the arms together, palms face each other overhead, relax the shoulders. Exhale, warrior two. Good, just hold this for 2 breaths. One more big breath here. And let's windmill the hands down, frame the right foot, lift the heels, downward facing dog. Step it back. 2 breaths here. Then you can come with me for an optional flow, or you can modify. I'm gonna do the full flow, but I'll walk you through the modification when you're ready. As we inhale, come to plank. Feel free to drop to those knees. Exhale, chaturanga, arms are close by. Inhale, lifting up, dog or baby cobra, shoulders are strong. Exhaling through tabletop or right to down dog. One more breath here. When you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, knee to chin, step it through, warrior two on the left side. Opening up the arms, sinking down. Maybe we may not have a mirror, but maybe you have a shadow, making sure one of our arms isn't drooping down. Gaze comes to the left middle finger. We're pressing through that outside edge of that right foot. And we got to pulse again, because why not? Come with me. Here we go. Let's pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find some stillness, find some strength. Relax those shoulders. Sink a little deeper here. This time, side angle, left side. Left arm comes to left thigh. So we reach the right arm up, overhead. Just find your length here for a second. You can always stay here, but I encourage everyone to bring the right arm behind them, bending the elbow, palm facing away, so I can twist and open up that right shoulder, looking up to the sky. Again, we're not straining our neck here, just turning it as far as we feel comfortable. Sinking a little deeper into that lunge. Breathe. Slow that breath pace down if it's sped up. Telling yourself to focus as you inhale and exhale. As you inhale, let's come up, straighten the left leg, arms come overhead, palms face each other. Exhale, sink back into that warrior two. Good. Really reach those left fingers. Reach, 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 reach in the sky. Give me one more breath here. Then windmill the hands, frame the left foot, step it back, downward facing dog. All right, just one breath here, and then optional flow. Come with me and modify or hold your dog as we inhale towards plank. Exhale, lower down, elbows strong. Pressing up, dog, lift the chin. Exhaling into that down dog. All right, let's do just a little bit of hamstring work here. So I'm gonna walk my feet towards my hands, but I don't want to bend my legs. So you're gonna kind of waddle your hips up. Of course, when you get to the point you can't anymore, you can bend those knees. You're gonna go as far as you can by waddling, just like a little penguin. You can soften your knees here. Then we're just gonna clasp our hands and place them on the base of our skull, the upper part of the neck, not pulling, just letting the weight of our arms aid in our stretch, releasing the hamstrings a little bit in that low back. Good. Give me one more big breath here. Let's release the hands. And inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, fold over. Soften these as we inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Palms come together. Exhale through heart center. Grab a quick drink here. gonna do a little balance into our Warrior 1 sequence. So I'll just start. I'm gonna start off facing you, but I'm gonna have to turn. So when you're ready, left knee is nice and soft. Hands can start on the hips. I'm gonna inhale, bring the left leg up as far as I want up along the leg, and then as I exhale, I'm gonna externally rotate. If you want, you can pull that foot up into tree. Right? If we're down here with some support, that's okay. Just make sure your foot's not pressing into that knee. If you want, bring your hands to prayer here. Lengthening up through the spine. It's okay if you feel a little micro balance where you fall out. Just come back into it. But I like to press my right foot into that thigh and vice versa to create a little stability, turning those muscles on. Just one more breath here. When you're ready, you're going to inhale, bring the right knee forward. As you exhale, I'm going to step the right foot back into Warrior 1. So bringing that back foot 45-degree angle, lunging to the left leg, keeping the hips turned. When you're ready, lift the arms up overhead, palms face each other as we relax the shoulders. If you need to adjust that back foot, step back or forward at all, that's okay. Finding this nice Warrior 1. Lunging a little deeper here. Good. I'm going to clasp the hands behind me this time. Pull the shoulder blades back, hands down. Take a nice big inhale. And as I exhale, we're going to recline our warrior here, folding forward in front of that left leg, letting the head fall, but letting the hands lift up here. Now watch if that left hip wants to tilt out towards the side. Bring it back in line, keeping the core tight here. Want to make sure we're not resting on that left leg if we don't have to. Keep lunging. Just one more big breath here. I'm gonna let the hands fall to the lower back as I inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, come to rise. Bring the hands up overhead. Sink a little deeper. Good. One more breath here. I'm going to straighten the left leg. We're going to go into pyramid. I'm going to hop the right foot in. So I'm only about 2, maybe 3 feet away from each other. And I'm going to bring the arms behind my back again. So you can either cross your arms, opposite hand, opposite elbow, or you can bring your hands to reverse prayer, pressing the palms together. This is a great shoulder stretch. So right foot still 45 degrees, left toes are forward. Taking a nice big inhale here. Keeping a flat back the whole time. We're going to exhale, fold forward to our pyramid pose. Okay, if you can't go that far way down, one side's always going to be better than the other. Again, if that hip's coming out to the side, tuck it on in, pressing through the toes. 2 more big breaths here. Maybe sink a little deeper on that exhale. When you're ready, inhale, come all the way up. Keep the hands where they are. I'm going to just bend the left knee a little bit and step it back through. Nice wide feet here. Now you can release the hands. Let's inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over. Just a mini little flow here. Standing up as we inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold over. Soften the knees as we inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Palms come together. Release them through heart center. All right, I'm just gonna walk my feet in so they're hip width apart now. Finding that balance. You can bring your hands back to your head as we start. I'm gonna lift my left heel up as I inhale. Maybe slide it up along my leg, wherever I feel comfortable. And as I exhale, I'm gonna externally rotate it. Again, you can use your hand if you need to pull the foot above the knee so it's not putting pressure. When you're ready, you can bring your hands to prayer. Trying to find your balance here, maybe focusing on one point that's not moving. Trying to open that left leg up just like a book. all those little toesies into the mat, each and every one. Trying to find some stability here. Let's take one more breath just like this, relaxing the shoulders. When you're ready, let's inhale, bring the left leg forward. We're going to step it back into Warrior One. Left foot comes 45 degrees, lunge into that right foot. When you're ready, bring the hands back up overhead, relaxing the shoulders, palms face each other. Again, feel free to adjust yourself. In this position, it's not often that we step back instead of forward. So press the outside edge of that foot into the mat. Lunging into this Warrior One, trying to turn those hips forward. If you can't, you can always step in a little bit. Narrowing that stance will help. Good. Let's bring our hands behind our back, clasping the hands again. Bringing the palms together, pulling the hands down, shoulder blades together, inhaling to lengthen. And as we exhale, let's come into our Exalted Warrior here, folding forward in front of that right leg, lifting the hands up off the lower back. Trying to pull those hands all the way through so our head almost goes through that gap. I know I'm not there yet either, but that's your end goal. Keep lunging into that right leg. Keep those right hips tucked in, line with the knee and the ankle. Good. Just one more breath, just like this. I'm gonna let the hands rest on the back as I inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come all the way up. Let's bring the hands back up, just for 2 breaths. Refine that lunge in that right leg. Relax the shoulders. Slow your breath pace down. We're gonna go to pyramid on this side, so straighten the right leg. Step the left foot in, just so you're only 2 or 3 feet apart. And I'm gonna bring the arms behind me again, clasping them. Opposite arm, opposite elbow, or reverse prayer. Good. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhaling, folding over with a nice flat back. As you exhale. Again, keeping those hips in line. Flat back here. Just breathe, lengthen out through the crown of the head, right down through the tailbone. Maybe sink a little deeper as you exhale. It's okay if you're more or less flexible on this side, don't judge. Last breath here. Let's inhale, come back up all the way, step the left foot in. Release the hands. We're just going to do a mini standing flow here as we inhale. Come to rise. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, fold over. And let's soften the knees as we inhale, come back up to rise. Palms come together as we exhale through heart center. All right, we're going to grab another drink here. We're going to stay standing at the top of our mats. So we're going to do a little shoulder work, strengthening through dolphin in our forearm plank. And then we are going to work on a bit more shoulder stuff. So this is where you'll want your straps. Just have it handy. When you're ready, we're going to just make our way down into starting into a downward dog, then dolphin. So let's inhale, lift the arms up, exhaling, folding over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over, and we're just going to step ourselves back into a downward facing dog. So let's just focus on the dog posture for a second here. Lifting the hips up, pulling the heels down. Then you can do it one at a time or both at a time. I'm going to drop my forearms to the mat. So I still want my palms on the mat. And I'm gonna walk my feet as far as I feel comfortable walking, maybe tucking that chin. You will feel some pressure on the shoulders, making sure we're not sagging in. So if you find your head on the ground, press up through those shoulders, make them strong. 2 more breaths, just like this. Last breath. I'm gonna walk my feet out so I can come to a nice forearm plank. Core's tight. Lengthening out through the spine, drop those hips. For 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Drop to your knees and drop the hips, but lift up the chest. You may need to adjust yourself. We're gonna do Sphinx here. So making sure the elbows are below the shoulders. We're gonna lift the head, lift the chin up, press the feet into the mat, but release the glutes here. You'll find they may want to squeeze. And if we're shrugging in, press up. Be nice and strong here. One more big breath here. All right, I'm gonna curl my toes under, lift the hips, lift the knee back into forearm plank. And then let's lift the hips, walk ourselves back into dolphin. Walk the feet forward. Take a breath here. And then one at a time, or both arms at a time, let's go back into downward facing dog. Pressing up. A little arm strength there for you. All right, let's drop to our knees. I'm just going to turn to face you. So right now you can be on your knees. If this is not comfortable, you can sit on your behind, not a big deal. So I'm going to take my strap here or your towel, whatever you've got, and I'm going to start shoulder width, maybe a little bit farther apart. I'm going to inhale. So I lift my arms up. Just go as far as you can. Then you're going to come back down. When you get back down, you're just going to widen your hands on your strap or your towel. We're going to come back up. Again, we don't want to shrug those arms up. Come back down. Again, just keep going at your own breath pace, widening your hands each time your towel or your strap comes back down. Just a little by little. It will depend on your flexibility. The goal is we're going to go all the way over. This is why you don't want your sweat towel. They're generally a little too small. Okay, so I just made my over and back. I'm going to leave this length once I'm here. I'm going to give everybody a few more goes to find how far they need to go all the way over and back. Sitting up nice and tall. All right. Hopefully you've all found it. Give you 2 more right here. Nice full shoulder mobility. Good. Keep breathing. And one more big inhale. And then exhale. Good. You can leave this to the side. You may want this in a second. So for those on your knees, I'm just going to side saddle here. And we're going to go right into cow face pose. So I'm going to start with my right knee on the ground. So even if you're cross-legged, I'm going to have my right knee pointing forward. I'm going to lift my left leg up and cross it over. And my goal is to get my right knee stacked on my left. Okay? This is the legs. We often don't do the arms. We often do eagle arms here, but I'm going to do cow face arms. So this is where you may also want your towel or your strap. So we're going to do a tricep stretch, but if you know you can't bring your hands together, I'm going to demo this. So I'm going to get my right arm over top. I'm going to throw my strap over top. And then my left arm is going to come underneath. I'm going to slowly try and walk my fingers together. So instead of focusing on pulling down for the top arm, I want you to focus on pulling up. So that bottom left arm. Of course, if you can reach your fingers, please feel free to just have your right arm on top and your fingers grabbing underneath, and your goal is to try and pull the arm a little harder. This should be pretty intense on that bottom left arm. Sitting up nice and tall here. Give me 2 more big slow breaths. Last one. Good. I'm going to release my arms. And then I'm going to release my legs back out. I'm going to bend the left knee so the left knee is pointing right forward, crossing the right leg over top. I can use my arms as much as I can, trying to get the knees to stack. All right, so again, feel free to use the strap or not. This time the left arm, if you're going over top, you can use the strap to go over top, and the right arm comes behind. Again, if you're using the strap, you're trying to pull the bottom right arm up so the left arm is active. Otherwise, you've got your fingers clasped, and you can pull on each other, each fingers. Should feel a nice stretch in that right bottom arm. Good. Maybe one more big, deep, slow breath here. I'm going to release my fingers. You don't need the strap anymore. They're out of the way. And we're just going to come to a nice seated position. I'm going to be in cross-legged. You can go to lotus. You can come back to your knees if you're really like, whatever works for you here, as long as you can sit up nice and tall. So I'm going to press my left hand into the mat, fingers pointing away. I'm going to bring my right ear to my right shoulder to get a nice stretch here. Just some quick neck stretches. We have a little bit of time left. So still sitting up nice and tall. I'm only hinging in my cervical spine. Maybe try to lift that chin up a little bit more towards the sky. Just see how that changes the stretch. Last breath. And release the neck. I'm going to bring my left hand back into my lap. My right hand's going to come now pressing into the mat right by my side. Fingers point away. And this time left ear to left shoulder. Feeling a nice stretch on that right side. Good. Again, you can press up through that chin just a little bit more. Really lift up. And then let's come back to neutral. Release the hands. And then we're just going to do some shoulder rolls here. Just to release the shoulder. All our neck muscles attach right down in there. Good release one way. And then the other. We are going to do another rolling as we lie down. So just ladies, if you got your ponytail you're lying on, just be mindful of how you move your neck. So however you want, you can grab a quick drink. I'm finding it very dry these days. I need more water. And then we're going to come to Shavasana. We still got a few minutes, so we're not quite done yet, but I want to do these poses lying down. So just find your Shavasana. Give a little wiggle out. Palms facing out. Maybe pull those shoulder blades in a little bit to pinch. I'm just going to start rolling my head, looking side to side here. That's it. Nice little rocking. And I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to place them underneath my neck. And I'm just going to pull up just a little bit on my neck. Just a little tiny bit. Not enough to actually lift my head or anything, but just create a little pressure here. Release. And then I'm going to place my hands at the base of the skull, tuck the chin. And I'm going to place my thumbs kind of right at the base, especially in my neck. You can feel free to give yourself a quick little neck massage here with those thumbs. Should feel good. Run some little circles with the thumbs. And then I'm going to just use my arms to just try and pull my head a little traction away from my body just slightly. knees here. I'm gonna finish off with a little windshield wiper. Just gonna let my right knees, both my knees fall over to the right. Inhaling back up and over to the left. Coming back into a nice slow calm breath here as we're about to finish class. Moving nice and slowly, letting that breath be your guide. 2 more each side. Maybe slowing your breath pace down just a little bit more to help calm and just relax the body and mind after our practice. The last one. As you bring your knees back up, you can walk your feet back out into Shavasana, closing your eyes here. Make any micro adjustments you need to. Let's come back to our initial thought, that positive thought, the silver lining, turning our negatives into a positive. Just, it's okay if your mind's wandering a little bit, but if you have any negative thoughts, you're just going to tell them to stop. Push them out of your mind. Just let your forefront of your thoughts be anything positive. If you're a gardener like me, be happy that your plants get some rain today. And be happy that we can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel as they're starting to reopen and we can start seeing people on Zoom, even if it is distance. Finding the joy in the little things helps keep us going. By focusing on positive thoughts, we're actually rewiring our brain, reinforcing those positive thoughts, those positive neural networks. As we stop thinking about the negative, they start to diminish. This is our power, really, of how positive thought can make us happier and healthier. So just breathe into all your happy thoughts. Be thinking of things that you're going to do today. Maybe a meal you're going to have. Maybe somebody you're going to reach out to and talk to. Maybe just cozying up to a nice good book today as it doesn't look like we're going to have too much sun. Find your silver lining. Thanking yourself for showing up today, being able to practice today's class to help release the shoulders, the upper back, the neck. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. Hopefully this helps your posture. I know it takes it bit by bit to recover and heal. Find your alignment, but you made the first step today. So keep up the good work. So as always, I know this is a short class, so if you've got more time, you can stay here in Shavasana. The rest of us are going to bend our knees in, lift the left arm up, and just roll onto the left side. Take you a minute to pause here on your side. Then press yourself up into a nice, comfortable seated position. Like I said, stay in Shavasana if you've got more time. Got more work to do. Alas, that is part of life. The silver lining is we get paid to do it. So just remember those positive thoughts. Let's bring our hands to heart center no matter where you are. Relaxing the shoulders, keeping the eyes closed or downcast. Thanking ourselves for showing up today. Thanking ourselves for showing some kindness by trying to focus on the positive. It gets easier. The less you focus on the negative, the more you focus on the positive. The more habit and routine it will become, and the happier you'll be. Thanking ourselves for all that our body does. Hopefully you're feeling a little more relaxed and released today. From the light in me to the light in you. Namaste. So as always, guys, please start moving a little gentler. Hopefully you're not rushing off, and get some more water.